Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. Today is the last day of the month, so I said I definitely was gonna hop on. I took Good morning, happy Wednesday. Today, I cannot believe today is the last day of July. In the month of July, it's just so crazy when you think about it. I wanted to hop on to say hello and to show my face. I'm gonna talk about my teeny fest testimony, and I'm also going to pray for you guys. I took a long break. Well, not really a long break. I did like a staycation in the DMV in the DC area for like a month. I wanted to take some time off to myself. I prepared for that event, and I just really wanted to enjoy that when the festival was a success. So thank you for people who tuned in and prayed. I'm trying to get my hair together. I cut my hair. My hairstylist, every time I have a hairstylist, so I have a new hairstylist that I see in DC, they don't never want to cut my hair. I had to beg for my bang to be cut, and I actually cut more into my bang because he did not want to cut my hair. I like fluffy bangs. But anyway, thank you for all those who prayed for Teeny Fest. It was a success. Those kids wore me out. So I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about it, and I'm going to tell you what I'm working on, and then we're going to close it out in prayer. The Praying Mamas is back. We just took a break because we were nonstop leading up to the festival, and we just wanted to take a little break. But we're going to be back Monday, and I'm going to pray for you guys today, and we going to chat. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. So Teeny Fest, let me tell you. So God came to me in October, actually on Halloween last year, and said, I want you to do something for kids in Fayetteville in the 28314 zip code. So I was thinking if I were to do something for kids, I would do like a music fest because I like going to concerts and shows and stuff like that. So I started working on this festival as soon as the Lord told me. The thing that's hilarious, when the Lord told me, I immediately got sick for like 3 days. It was so hilarious. But anywho, I worked on the festival. I didn't really know what direction I wanted to go in. Didn't know how I wanted it to be. None of it played out how I wanted it to be, by the way. But I just started working on it, calling some of my friends. And hold on, my cat is trying to knock my stuff down. Sorry, I'm a full-time cat mom. So start working on it. We were working on this since last year, just working on it. It was originally supposed to be in April, around my birthday, but we pushed it back. So working on it, and I remember God came to me about the venue. I was originally going to do it at a recreation center. God came to me and told me to do it at John D. Fuller. Just start working on it. My prayer was for like 200 kids. I'd never done an event for kids before, so I didn't know what to expect. It's been a long time since I've done an event I've never done an event for kids, but it's been a minute since I've done an event, period, or when it's in Fayetteville. So building upon the festival, working on it, God comes to me in February, tells me about how he wants me to build a church, and he wants me to build a church that's just for kids. So just building on it, and as I'm building upon the fest, doors opened up for me. So, oh yeah, by the way, I'm officially a youth pastor, which I think is hilarious. I landed on this by accident. I was not seeking or looking for it. I was out here in these Fayetteville streets looking for my kids, because when I built Teeny Fest, I got no support. I'm sorry, I don't want to say I got no support. I got support from God and the people that he sent me. Every person that you saw involved in it are people that God came to me about. I did not get any support at all when I first started drafting on this idea. I had friends who wanted to be involved in it until they found out that it was Christian based. So God came to me and told me, call this person for this, call this person for that. So all of the people that were selected were people God came to me about, because other people tapped out when they found out it was a Christian event. So anyway, I don't know why I feel the need to tell y'all that. But I was out here in these streets because I wasn't getting any support once people found out it was Christian. And when they found out it was for kids, and then they found out it was for free, then they found out, oh, there's no VIP, oh, you ain't gonna have hookah, oh, what kind of festival is this, girl? So a lot of people wasn't really feeling it. So when I did, this story is hilarious. Oh, when I designed the website, I'm a reactivate the website. But when I designed this website for Teeny Fest, I I had all these cute ideas. It took me like, I think a week or something to design a website. All of the like merch and like designs and stuff we did on social media. I actually was getting busy designing those stuff. Like everything, it just felt so good. Like, I don't know, it's just me. Like, I have this cool new way of creating like content. I really believe God gave me this gift to do this because I had designed something for a ministry and they like rejected it, and it took me like 3 days nonstop to do it. And then ever since then, I'm able to like, I know how to design websites and stuff. So anyway, so when I designed the website, did all this cool stuff, and sorry if I'm rambling, my cat keeps trying to knock stuff down. When I designed the website, only 10 people signed up. Out of those 10, 5 of them were people who were helping with the event and family and myself and like 2 kids that I knew. And I think even the first 10 people that signed up, they did not show up. I didn't know where I was going to get these kids. I didn't get any support from it. And what happened was I was like, bump that. Now I live in Raleigh. I tried to go to Fayetteville on a need-to basis if I have a client or something. So I was going to Fayetteville like every other day looking for these kids. I tried to go to Cumberland County. They rejected it. Went to different school systems, went to the private sectors, talked to different, I'm not throwing shade to nobody, talked to different ministers, talked, hey, y'all got some kids, shot it down, no support. And I'm like, I know I'm not tripping. The Lord told me to do this. He told me I don't know no kids. All my kids I called. I called some of my kids. I was like, is that something y'all want to ride with? Like, is that something you're interested in? They're like, Miss Jamie, I just graduated college. I'm like, oh, I forgot y'all grown. So I don't know no kids. I have not been outside like that with kids. I took a break, child, birthing this thing. So fast forward all the way up to the event. People dropped out. People, whatever. I give people grace. It's all love. I still do what God say. A lot of people wasn't feeling it. They were like, I had someone that I really trust. She was my homegirl. She was like, you should charge for this. You can do this. You can do that. She was like a marketing expert. I'm like, I don't want to charge. I want everything to be free. She tapped out. A lot of people just was not vibing with my vision. And God, I remember I was getting a little flustered. And God told me, he said, I don't know why you're getting mad. I didn't give them the vision. I gave you the vision. So long story short, I put it all together. We get all the way to 2 days, a day before the event. People are dropping out like flies. Like, I'm not going to be a part of this. You don't even know I didn't even know how many people were coming. I had 100 kids signed up, but based on when you do events, your conversion rate is 10% of signups if it's free. So I just prepared for this event. I did not care. I told the Lord, this is what you said. You told me to do it here. You told me to do it at this event. I hired every single person you told me to hire and to put it together. This is not a Jamie Sellers production. I did a walkthrough of the facility 2 days before the facility, and they were just like, how many kids are you expecting? How many chairs do you need? How many tables do you need? And I'm like, I was like, I'm by faith, I'm expecting 200. So I set up this gym, and the gym is gigantic. I was second guessing myself, like, is my face too big? My face is too big. My face is too big. I don't even know who's coming. And then it's like, I created the event, promoted the event, put the event together, hyped the event, did all that. It was a lot. And I do have an appreciation. God sent me this amazing content creator named Serenity. So she really helped me like push the event, because March, okay, I'll tell you that testimony later. So we're walking around this empty gym. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nauseous. I'm like, do I have enough people to fill? I was thinking, oh my God, we're going to be in an empty room. The devil's like, no one's going to show up. It's going to be an empty gym. Blah, 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 da, 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 da. I was like, I think my faith is too big, but I still set it up for those kids, for 200 kids, because that's what I was believing for. So I talked to them, and shout out to John D. Fuller. Y'all are amazing. We dogs for life. So I'm leaving. Shout out. We had a vendor donate free food. So we gave out 200 hot dogs, and then we gave out an additional 100 hamburgers. So I am appreciative of everything that was given to me. God told me to contact this vendor, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And I went, and he just gave me all. He just took it right off the shelf. He gave me all the food, so I'm so appreciative of that. And I got a chance to really get out on this art scene. So there's some Fayetteville art events I will be vibing with. But anyway, we get all the way to the event. So I'm leaving. I'm nauseous. I'm also nauseous and nervous because building this event, God opened up so much stuff in my own business. So I'm kind of like, I'm like, I didn't really give this enough time to nurture this like I wanted to. 2 business ventures opened up for me in March. So I was so bombarded with that. And I was thinking about putting that on hold just to focus on my festival. And the Lord was like, jump. So I've been so busy. As I'm leaving the John D. Fuller, I'm talking to one of the elders of the church. She's like, we're going to make sure, we're going to block off your whole section to make sure nobody comes in. I'm like, oh no, girl, this is like free vibes. Like, I'm giving out free food. I've been like trailblazing this event around the city, just giving out free food. Like, it's just a free vibe. This is what God told me to do. She was like, well, I don't want our kids to get and mixed up with your event. I'm sorry, what kids you got? She was like, we have our different camps here. We're going to have like about 200 kids here. Girl, if you don't give me those kids, I said, oh my God, these are my kids. God had me build a festival at a facility where the kids were already there. I did not have to, I went out and put everything I had into it, but I literally built a fest inside a building that already had the kids there. So she was like, okay, we'll think about it. I could tell they wasn't really feeling my flyer because they're like, what are these people? It looks kind of secular, you know, whatever. So I'm like, I'm going to just ride with it. I'm going to keep posting. I'm going to just do what God say. I posted the flyers. People from the church reached out to me, whatever. So the day of the event, doors open at 1. Nobody's there. Child, nobody was there. So I was like, people were looking at me because I had business vendors and stuff like that. So people were just looking at me. I was like, DJ was playing my music. I was like, I guess we're going to be partying with the Lord by myself. So I was just building up my stations. I was preparing. I bought all this junk food. I'm a junk food girly. I bought all this junk food, candy, Skittles, all the stuff kids like. I've been doing some research. So I got a chance to kind of vibe with some kids at different events leading up to this. So they were kind of telling me all their snacks they're like. Like, I wanted quality snacks. I wanted someone's expression of God to be quality. I don't want it to feel like God is cheap. So everybody was looking like, we sitting in this empty behind gym. What is this girl doing? I was in there rocking, setting up my stations. I was nervous. And then I honestly had to start praying. I said, Lord, now you told me to do this. You chose a girl who don't have influence over the city. That's what I realized too. Child, I don't have no influence over the city. When I was promoting this, I could not, but I thought like, oh, it's free for kids. Just bring your kids. I thought it was something easy. Child, I didn't get no love. So I'm like, Lord, you chose somebody who don't have no influence over the city. I did everything you told me to do. I paid every person. I did everything you told me to do. I said, you have to bring the kids. So the pastor came up to me. He said, we're going to let the kids come through. Because I felt like there was some resistance. They didn't really want us, Child, they opened the door. Those kids ransacked the place. They ate all the food. We gave away extra food. We fed the staff. We fed the security. It was just, when them kids ran through, I almost cried because I set it up like paint stations. They told me next year, like, girl, you can't bring no paint. Child, I tore them people's floor up. But we just did paint set, and I didn't want it to be no restrictions. I was telling people, because some of the people were telling kids no seconds. No, there's seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths. I had an amazing time, and that was the event. The Lord had me build something, and the kids were already there. When I was building it, in the process of doing it, I was so frustrated because I was not getting no support. I felt like, and I told my homeboy this, he's like really popular in Fayetteville. He was like, people are getting together to support against it. And I was like, I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to just focus on what God said. He said the location, God told me. And the thing that's funny, every person God told me, they came through. They honored what they said they was going to do. So I say all that to say, Teeny Fest was a success. We're preparing for 2025. I'm taking a break really quick to get my mind right because God has opened up so many other doors for me since I did that. That was not built. That was not built out of excess or you know how people say I throw a bone. That was built out of pure sacrifice. So we had an amazing time. It was such a good experience because just as kids are, you know, one of the things I forgot because I be in my own little world, kids are so innocent. So it makes you just kind of want to protect them. And we had a good time, and we are working on Teeny Church. Teeny Church is going to be built in Fayetteville for kids. Me and my homies. It's something that me, God, and my homies are putting together. That's how I say it. Whatever you think your idea of church is, completely, that's not what it's going to be. Because people are like, girl, where y'all building at? Girl, child, chill. This is Jamie Sellers we talking about. This is my spin on ministry for kids and giving God room to move on their level. So it's going to be really fun. And what's so cute about it, when I did the event, so many people was like, can you help me with my men's ministry? So many people from the facility and just people in the area were like, well, can you help me with this? And we had those kids, and then we also had the kids that came through for Teeny Fest. So I do appreciate it. It was a good time. I'm glad that the kids had fun, and I do appreciate everybody that was involved. We are moving forward with Teeny Church by faith. I'm officially a youth pastor, so when I was out in these Teeny Fest streets promoting my event, a pastor took me under his wing, and I just got approved, I want to say 2 weeks after the festival, actually. I just got approved to do it. So I'm a youth pastor for the for Cumberland County. He was just telling me the stuff that's going on in Cumberland County. So that opened up by accident. I actually was not seeking for it. I don't think you can seek for these things. I am just somebody that when God pulls up, I pull up. And that's my story. But I want to pray for you guys today. I wanted to share my testimony. I was going to tell it right after the fest. But I was like, let me wait. Let me go get my mind right. I do this annual prayer summit. So I wanted to kind of get my vibes right. You know, kind of take a break, celebrate this win. Because the devil, let me show y'all something. This is the new thing that I do. I told my homegirl this. Anytime God encounters you close, the devil is close because he wants to challenge everything God say. Starting this, launching this in February, when I kind of let it out to the public, one of the lies the devil kept telling me is that you're going to be in an empty gym. It's too big. Nobody's going to come. Kids are, and everything what he was saying appeared to be true based on what I saw in front of me because I didn't get any support, which is hilarious. What I said I was going to do, I do this new thing now. When God tells me something, I execute it to the T. It's your responsibility to do that because when you don't, you give the devil something else to use against you when you try to go on another faith journey. What I do now, because when I get answered prayer, this is my first time this was my first faith journey where I believed for the masses. It wasn't a Jamie Sellers prayer. It was, I'm putting something together based on what God said for the masses. I've never done that before. I said, I'm going to get tangible evidence that this was done. Because one thing that the devil does when you do receive your manifestation, or you do get answered prayer, he harasses you and tries to tear everything up in your world to convince you it was happenstance, it was coincidence, and it wasn't God. One of the lies he kept saying is that nobody was going to show up the kids. What I purposely did, I had kids sign my canvas. Now, all of the kids didn't do it because they kind of banned the paint after a while. But I had kids autograph a canvas as proof that this happened. And what I'm going to be doing for each fest that I do, we're going to, on our art show and art walk, we're going to display these canvases as a reminder of like God came through. I also tell people on their faith, I'm going to show y'all the canvas, by the way. I just can't figure out how to hold it and talk at the same time. Build a wall of remembrance, because when God comes through for you and when it becomes tangible, he works overtime to try to convince you that it wasn't, or he tries to tell you that what you're believing was dumb or this. You know, you have to protect your faith. But anyway, we're going to pray. So that's my testimony. We're going to pray today. I want you to have an amazing end of the month. The Praying Mamas is back in effect in August. We're going to be praying. I'm going to pray for hair loss and tooth loss today. That's what God encountered me with and told me he wanted me to pray on last week. So I'm going to pray over that today. And thank you for all the love and support you have shown me. I do not take it for granted. I do not take it lightly. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be healthy. I'm happy that God encounters me. I don't take anything for granted. I don't know why I just thought like, oh, everybody got this. I was telling the Lord, I don't take nothing for granted. So I'm just really happy to be alive. And yeah, we're back. I wanted to take time. I was like, let me enjoy this win with these kids. I was immediately start working on the next thing. And the Lord was like, chill. I got 2025 Teeny Fest. Just chill. So it is going to be at John D. Fuller again next year. That's our little hub for it for right now. And it's going to be fun. So I'm going to pray for you guys. I hope you guys have a great end of the year. And not end of the year, end of the month. Do something cute today for yourself and live your life. Go outside, turn the news off, and live your life. Turn the news off, live your life. Just have fun and give room for God to encounter you. It's not about the rules. It's not about perfection. It's not about any of that. Y'all do know the Lord is not legalistic. The devil is very legalistic. The Lord is not. But anywho, live your life. We're going to pray. I'll chat with y'all later. So we going to pray. So these are the canvases I was trying to show y'all. I'm a cat mom, and my cat is laying on me right now. You probably can hear her purring, but I wanted to pray because I don't want you to give up on your life. I don't care where you at in life. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how far off you think you are. With God, God always comes through, and he's just looking for an opportunity to do it. It's not about the rules. It's not about perfection. It's not about any of that. God is not legalistic at all. This is what I tell people all the time. A lot of people don't know this because I feel like it's not really talked about a lot. You can actually cop a plea with the Lord. You can make a deal with God. So I'm not a big fan of like rule following. I'm just not about that, because the reason why I'm that way is because every system has failed me. So the only thing that has never failed me is God. Every system has failed me. So I'm not a big rule follower. I'm not. What I do is I give God room to move, and I, move on my life. I also want y'all to be cute. Do not carry the burdens of this world. This world is dark. I will say this. The stuff that goes on, I don't think it's as bad as the media makes it. I think that sometimes you can get people to operate and make certain decisions if you instill fear, if you instill separatism, So, don't live your life like that. Turn the news off, vibe with God on what your purpose is, what you're supposed to be doing, and you will be amazed at the doors that open up for you. So find times, unplug. My new thing with social media, I deleted Facebook off. I get on TikTok at night. I scroll through Instagram a couple times in the morning, and that's it. I don't try to overly consume myself with these images and other people's thoughts and ideology. I just don't give it room in my mind, because the devil's always looking for a way to sow a seed in your mind, and it doesn't matter what channel he uses. So I'm just very aware of that. We're in the spiritual warfare, but we're also in the psychological warfare. But anywho, we gonna pray. So Father God, I thank you for this day. Thank you for carrying us into 2024. God, we trust you. We trust you with everything that we have, and we trust that you're going to protect us. You care for us. Give us instructions on how we should close this year out. We're going to be encountering you, not just for things that we need from you or things that we want from you, but we're going to be encountering you because we want to know, is there anything you need us to do? Is there any place you need us to go? We're here and we're open to hear from you, God. So we just thank you for it. I thank you that we're healed, we're whole. I thank you that we have no bad medical reports, no random medical bill trying to come through. Thank you for our bodies. Thank you that every tissue, organ, cell in the body is operating in the way that you intended to operate. We cancel out any type of demonic contract, any type of demonic meeting that's trying to derail us, distract us, or put disease on us. We cancel it right now in Jesus' name. We are free. We walk in total wholeness and freedom every single day, and we do it by faith. So thank you for it, God. Give us a sense of humor. Give us reasons to laugh. Give us reasons to smile. Help us throughout the day, Lord, where we come up short. We're expecting you to come through every single day. So we thank you for it. We thank you that you're a good God. We thank you that you have our days planned. We thank you that our life is long. None of our lives will be cut short prematurely. So we just thank you for it. So we know that you come through for us every day. So we're going to come through for you as well. So if there's anything you need us to do, you can hit us up, Lord. Come through our place, show us. We're going to be immediately operating and moving in the areas you tell us to move in, period. Doesn't matter who it is, where they're at, where they're from, who they are to us, what they represent. If it goes against ideology, we're here to execute what your plan is on earth, God. We're here for it. So we thank you for it. We thank you for every person that you bring to us. We thank you for the resources. We thank you for the team. We're willing to go into dead places and dead ground to ensure that everything that you're trying to do is done. We're going to do God's agenda in the best way that we know how. So we thank you for it. Just thank you for your goodness. It's going to be a good end of the year. We're not going to be stressed. We're not going to be worried. We're not going to have anxiety. We're not going to have sleeping issues, God. We're going to be cuter and cuter and cuter. Our beauty is going to evolve every day. We can smile in any storm. We can face there's no darkness that you can't overcome. So there's no need to be stressed. So we thank you for it. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So it's going to be a good end of the year. Thank y'all for supporting me. Go to those dead places. When nobody showed up at my event for that first hour, it was brutal. Child, it was so brutal. I couldn't even think straight. It was brutal. But what I did, I was like, Lord, I got 200 hot Cheetos in my car. I got 100 Takis. I had so much junk food because I am a junk food queen. Like, there's just no need. I have been eating mad junk food too since the event. I got to stop doing that. But the Lord give us grace. But I was like, I'm just going to set this up. I'm just going to set it up. And when I was setting things up, God said, I always send you to dead ground. And God was telling me, he said, everybody can't move like that. Everybody can't move into an empty location and just be trusting and still setting it up that God is going to come through. And I encourage you to stand in what God says, even if you look silly. You don't have to prove it to nobody. You don't need nobody to validate it. Just stand in it. Just be like, you know what? I'm going to be fluid with this. This is what God told me. I'm taking my emotions out of it. I'm just going to ride with what God said. People are brutal. One of the things I like what Prophet Lovey said, I know he get a lot of hate. I notice all the people that I like, they're severely hated. But one of the things I like what he said that people are brutal. You don't do it for the people. You don't do it for the love of people. You do it for the love of God. So you have to be willing, and it takes you a place to get to this moment, you have to be able to walk this walk where you don't care who comes at you, who throws shade, who steals, who takes money. You're like, I'm doing what God said, because every time God tells me to do something, it produces fruit. And I'm just going to do it because the Lord said it. Because I was prepared to hang out in that gym by myself.